Go to Settings on your Windows system. Select Advanced Startup and click Restart. In the next step, choose Troubleshoot. Choose Advanced Options. Choose UEFI Firmware Settings. Restart the machine to load the firmware settings. After the restart, you will be directed to the BIOS menu. It's important to keep in mind that the user interface and available options may differ depending on the manufacturer of your computer. In this video, I am using Dell Inspiron laptop. As you can see in the screen, Ubuntu is set as the first boot option. By using the arrow keys, you can rearrange the boot order to ensure that the Windows Boot Manager is positioned at the top of the list. This will enable Windows to boot directly without displaying the grub bootloader. Click Apply Changes and click Exit. The system will now restart and boot into Windows directly. Open Disk Management or Drive Manager. Within the Disk Management interface, locate and select the Linux partitions. Right-click on each Linux partition and choose the Delete Volume option. If you're unsure how to identify Linux partitions, you can utilize the DiskPart utility to check the partition types. First, open the command prompt with administrator privileges. Launch the DiskPart utility by entering the command DiskPart in the command prompt. To check the partitions of a specific disk, you must first select the disk. To obtain a list of the available disks, execute the following command. In my case, there is only one disk available. To select this disk, run the following command. Next, execute the following command to get a list of partitions associated with disk 0. To get details about any partitions, you have to first select the partition using the select command. Then run the detail partition command, which will print the partition number and type with other information. Look at the type section in the output. It displays a hash value, which is not randomly generated but rather pre-allocated identifier values specifically used for the GPT partition table. Here are the allocated identifiers for Linux partitions in a tabular format. By examining this list, you can identify the specific partition types associated with Linux partitions on your system. From the Disk Management utility, select a Linux partition, right-click, and click Delete Volume. After you've deleted all the Linux volumes, the space will become unallocated. You can either reassign this unallocated space to any existing Windows volume, or use it to create a new volume. In my case, I opted to leave the space unallocated. First, you need to get the identifier for the Linux entry. Open the command prompt with administrative privilege and run the following command. As you can see in the output, there is an entry for Linux, specifically the Ubuntu distribution. To remove this entry, copy the corresponding identifier and execute the following command. This command will remove the given identifier from the Windows boot configuration data store. To confirm the successful removal of Linux, you can verify the absence of the Ubuntu boot entry by accessing the BIOS settings.